Alrighty, let's get to it. The first step is skim reading. Okay, so I'm going to give you 10 seconds on each paragraph, and I want you to just to think or write down one word or a couple of words that will sum up that paragraph. It's really important to read the title, and if there is a subtitle, to read it. It'll give you the information about what to expect in the text. Let's do it. Okay, it's just introducing the amazing skateboard, the title. So, introducing the invention. The second paragraph. Okay, the second paragraph is about a video that was on the internet of the invention. The third paragraph. Okay, the third has got the details of what happened in the video. Fourth paragraph. Okay, it's about the Board of Awesomeness. This is an invention that was previous to this current amazing skateboard. Okay, the fifth paragraph. It's about the technology, how it connects to your brain. The sixth paragraph. It's about this guy called Whirly, which I think is the inventor, and how he practiced or how he learned. Okay, the last paragraph. Okay, finally it sums up talking about finding a way to handle distractions. So I've just underlined that and put an arrow in. Okay, so that's the first part done. If you manage to do this in this time in the real exam, then you've got a very good chance of understanding how the text is organized. So when you see the sentences, you might think about where they fit. Okay, so now for part 2. This is where we scan the text for the pronouns that you can see here and the linking devices. Now on your screen you can see some linking devices, but the list is very long and we don't want to think of so many here, but these are a few common ones. Now when we look for these, we're not looking for the whole text, we're looking just for the sentence before and after the gap. That's important. Don't waste time scanning the whole text for these words. So let's go for the first one. Before in 37 we've got, so far he's the world's leading pilot of the board. So obviously the word he is a pronoun, but we don't need this because it's before the gap. After the gap there's no pronouns, there's no linking devices, so we're not getting anything from here. In fact, you could read from the word so to the word handled, and it's perfectly fine. There's no obvious sentence missing. The text works as it is. So this is unfortunate. Let's move on to 38 and see if we can see any clues here. Also, the text works fine without any sentence. You can see the word he, so it's talking about Worley. Again, no linkers here. Okay, we're not having a lot of luck at the start of this. Over to 39. Okay, there's something here that would be a half of a clue. It's a new version of the skateboard. So I'm just going to underline that. Okay, again, no linking devices used here. Okay, down to number 40. Okay, right here, there's something. This. After the gap in number 40, the word this is a simple and painless process. So here, we're definitely onto something that is going to mention a process. So if we look up for the ones in these in a minute, that mentions a process, we know it's probable it goes in here. Right, we've got something. Let's go on to number 41. Okay, so in this one there is definitely something missing. So talking about a profile, must be some sort of bunch of information that they give the computer program or the skateboard. Okay, so here we've got an example. Thinking about lunch or boring work could bring the board to an abrupt halt. So this one here is an example. So again, it's an example of one of these. On to number 42. Now this is the one about finding a way to handle the distractions. We've done the best we can to compensate. I guess this is what's missing in number 42 is something they have done. To counter this problem. That's what we're looking for here. Okay, we've got a pronoun. The only thing they can do now. Before the sentence it talked about we as a team are finding a way to solve this problem. And then the only thing they can do is practice. They would be the users or whoever would ride the skateboard. So we've got a few clues here, not a lot. Now sometimes you get a lot of linkers or pronouns in the main text and sometimes you don't. So I'm hoping that here in this part we're gonna find a lot more. Okay, so let's move on to this sheet. So let's start. The only problem is that users really do have to keep their minds focused. So this is shouting out to me, this is something about the distraction. The last two paragraphs are about distraction, so I'm pretty confident it's going to go into one of these ones. Remember the example? Thinking about lunch or boring work could bring the board to an abrupt halt. Abrupt means unexpected or very, very quick. Abrupt halt. Halt is stop. So yeah, the only problem is users really do have to keep their mind focused. I think this is I'm just going to put it next to it, which is what I advise you to do if you're not 100% sure. Put it next to the box. And I'm going to eliminate this one because I'm pretty sure if it's not number 41, it's going to be number 42. But I think it's 41. Okay, let's go. As a result, they become easy to write. So as a result, shouts out to me that this is a linker that's given a consequence to the information that's come before it. So let's look at what we got. Right, number 40. I need to be able to balance as a result. I don't think it's there. Let's go to 39. They could become easier to ride by what? I think this might be it. The advanced console. Okay, this is not it, number 38, because it talks about a series of events. He gets on, he puts something. Oh, I've just noticed something. If you see here, he gets on is before the gap and he puts it through the paces. So this is a series of actions in the present simple. So if we see a verb in the present simple here that talks about doing something, it might well go on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and scan for that and then I'll come back to B. The board seems to take off. I think this is it. They just have not that. Not that. Not that. Number C is definitely in 38. So I'm going to put that in the box. Okay, back to letter B. As a result, it becomes easier to ride. Not 37. It just doesn't make sense there. It must be between 39 and 40. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be 39. Okay, I'm not too sure about this one. I'm going to put it next to it. Okay, and I'm going to move on. So I'm skipping over C. That's great that we can skip over that one. However, again, a linker, it will always be an issue. And what will be an issue? Something will be an issue for most riders. Now, I'm thinking it's going to be this part of the text that they're talking about how the board is to ride. Okay, 40. Of course, riders who want to use the board need to be able to balance. It will be an issue for most riders. It doesn't make sense. I'm going to go to 42 first, because 41 I'm thinking is probably A. Okay, this is it. Because it's 42, because it will be an issue. It is distraction. Distraction will be an issue for most riders. We've done the best we can do, positive. However, it will be an issue, negative. So there you got the contrast. So D is 42. Okay, now we're getting a little bit of momentum. When we're going through this, we've got less and less options to choose from now, so we can get a bit faster. Okay, apart from that basic requirement, they just have to get their brainwaves and the computer software to work together. So this is, I'm thinking this is the tech part. This may go into we're talking about the tech. And that, what basic requirement? Okay, good, so this is very solid. We need a basic requirement. And I think it is the balance. Riders who want to use the board need to be able to balance. Apart from that basic requirement, they just have to get their brainwaves. Okay, it's probably here. I'm just going to leave it next to it a second. The profile was loaded on the board. Apart from that basic requirement, no. And it's not there in the last one because we got an answer for that one. The gadget used a tablet computer and adapted computer games to analyze hand movements. That is not a requirement. So yeah, this is E. 40 is definitely E. So now we're eliminating more and quickly. Okay, it's clear, F, it's clear, however, that there could be other skaters. So we've got a linker. There could be other skaters thinking themselves to various destinations. Okay, so now I've only got 3 spaces to choose from. I'm going to go to 37 because there's nothing of penciled in there. So far he's the world's leading pilot. It's clear, however, there could be other skaters thinking themselves to various destinations. This has got to be it. Okay, so I'm going to put F in there. Okay, so we've just got G to look for. Now remember, the Cambridge like to put these distracting things in their exams, and there are 7 sentences to go into 6 spaces. So either B or G are extra, we won't need them. Now B, we've already got a possible for 39, and it's the same one we've got missing. We've still got 41 to the side, so let's check. These were then great, something plural, converted into commands. So I'm thinking, what would be converted into commands? To analyze hand movements, these were converted into commands for the motor. The new version is more sophisticated and uses a special headset detecting signals. Yes, this has to go in there. It's got the context, the content of both the sentence and the words around it are the same. So, and then these is an extra clue that makes me 100% that it's not B in here, it's G. So B must be the extra one. Now I'm just going to look at number 41 because I've just got that next to the box because I wasn't sure. I'm going to double check. He practiced with a headset and computer, so a profile of how things could be made. Right, that profile, how he thinks, was put in the computer. The only problem with this method is that users have to keep their mind focused. Thinking about lunch or boring work could be a problem. So yes, this is A. and we've done it. You can see there, at the start, we were going quite slowly, looking for those linkers and pronouns. But once we got to this part of it, we really sped up and were able to eliminate some answers quite quickly. And I'm just going to draw your attention to one thing. This part of the text at the start, I'd never read that. I don't know what it contains. I don't need to know what it contains when I use this method. So I hope this has been helpful to you. There are other methods, and other teachers would have different approaches to this, but I find this is really kind of systematic and fast. So please leave me a comment and tell me what you think. I hope it's been clear for you today, and I hope you have the best of luck in your real exam whenever you take it. All the best. Bye.